Good evening, SICW wrestling fans, and welcome to another SICW Sunday Night All-Star Wrestling. I'm joined here tonight with promoter Herb Simmons, and as we told you last week, tonight we are going to get down and dirty and talk about just what happened back at the big SICW Fan Fest on May 13th. Herb, have you slept yet?
Yes, finally we did, but I'm telling you, it's still an all-time high. We're still getting messages. Seems like every moment of the day somebody is sending a text message or posting something on social media about how great the event it was. And I mean, just from all over. I've received now messages from our good friends up in Canada, from Japan, from over in Puerto Rico, just saying, hey, we heard it was such a great event. And I'm just excited about that, you know, and all of our local SICW fans, I can't thank them enough for what they did by supporting it prior to it, you know, helping get the word out, and then showing up like they did. I mean, it was standing room only.
Well, you talk about showing up, Herb. We got a great video put together by our friends at Falls Count Anywhere podcast that shows a lot of the signing and stuff that was going on during the day. Let's take a look at that real quick and see just how good that day went.
The mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart, if you weren't watching, he'll help you set up chairs, tables. He does work more than he needs to. He's a legend among legends. Jimmy, thank you for being here. We're rocking and rolling all night long, baby. This is so beautiful, baby. Thank you guys for coming out. And don't forget about the ceremony tonight, right? And the wrestling show.
Herb, the room was packed.
Yeah, and it was that way all day long. You know, the fans were standing outside way before we even opened the doors. And as you can see in there, all the legends was there. I mean, Enzo, I saw Tugboat there, Buff the stuff. So it was great. Fans came out. They had a great time. Got a lot of autographs. Purchased some of the items that the legends had for sale. And some of our local locker room people were there. I saw some of them I didn't care for, but that's okay. Jake Prater, you know, I saw him sitting there. The Chic Jake Prater. Of course, I saw the new SICW champion walking around in the room. That was prior to his tough match that night.
And we're definitely going to get to that a little bit later here.
Yes.
So, Herb, you know, as we worked through this, it was a great day. The fans loved it. And I've seen all the fans asking on Facebook, is there a possibility of a Fan Fest 2?
We don't even want to talk about that yet. We're still digesting, we're still recuperating, but you know, it was a lot of work to do logistically. It became a nightmare as it went on, but like I said, I can't thank enough. I want to thank Falls Count Everywhere for that little video we used there. They were there, a lot of the vendors. It was an event that there was no really hustle from, nobody complained as far as, oh, I want that spot, I want this spot. You know, the vendors came in, they asked where they could set up at. We had the names on the tables. Mm-hmm. Same way with the legends, everybody had their tables. You know, sometimes when you have something of that magnitude, somebody's disgruntled, somebody's not happy. Well, I want to be at this end of the room, or I want to be at that end of the room. I didn't have any of that, so that part of it was really, really smooth sailing. But getting into legends back and forth from the hotel to the airport, and that got to be a nightmare, as you well know.
Sure, absolutely. But Herb, you did a great job. I've seen nothing but praise from everybody that visited, everybody that was there, everybody I sat and talked to throughout the day. Just overwhelming support of how good it was and how they can't wait to keep coming to SICW events.
So you were there, right?
I was there. I was there for a couple hours. I mean,
yeah, only a couple.
Only a couple. But Herb, and the day went on, and we led into a great night of SICW wrestling. And one of the big things that night was the Bruiser Brody Battle Royal.
Wow. I mean, I can't tell you what the final count was of how many was in there. I mean, we were like, last I heard, 30, 31. It was so many that we had to send them in different times.
I was waiting to see when. Okay, is this finally everybody? Or are we all finally here?
It was wild. It was the biggest one that I remember seeing in the Midwest. But the fans seemed to enjoy it, and I did.
Absolutely, and it lasted quite a while, and we're not going to be able to show all that tonight. But fans, let's join this already in progress and take a look at the Bruiser Brody Battle Royal from the Aviator Hotel.
Keep going. What are you doing? Please, right there. Welcome, baby. Go.
Herb, how about that? Not only your first time ever two-time Bruiser Brody champion, but back-to-back Bruiser Brody champion.
Well, and that's what makes it so special. It's never happened before, and can't think of anybody better deserving in that group to hold that now historical record. The first two-time back-to-back Bruiser Brody Battle Royal winner. Barbara Goodish was so thrilled about it. Had a little trouble there at the end, but
Sean Vincent thought he had won it. Little did he know, Bobby D didn't go all the way to the ground.
But what I'm noticing about Sean Vincent is he thinks a lot. He thinks, but sometimes it's the wrong thought.
Celebrates too early.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I couldn't be more happier for Bobby D. And like I said, Barbara was tickled to death. The fans, when that happened, the place just erupted. You couldn't hear yourself think. So, congratulations to Belleville's own Bobby D for winning that second time back-to-back Bruiser Brody Battle Royal.
And Herb, it didn't end there. The main event of the night, the Texas Death Match.
Well, and that was the one that everybody had been talking about. Back in the day, that's what Sam Muchnick used to do. If he had two guys that couldn't get together, they couldn't come up with a solution to their matches. They get out of the ring a lot. He'd say, okay, we're going to do one of two things. We're either going to put you in a cage, or you guys are tough. You think you're the toughest. We're going to put you in a Texas death match, and that's just exactly what we did at the Aviator Hotel.
Absolutely. So let's take a few moments and watch some of that Texas death match and just see how this turned out.
To state in 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Come on, Texas! Come on, Attila! I'm right here. Come on! pink ball until the 30-second rest starts now. 20.
And your new SICW Classic Wrestling Champion, the Big Texan.
Big Texan, but I got to tell you what, it was a hard-fought match, as you could see there. You know, Attila Khan, one of the wildest, meanest, toughest guys ever, found out right there that when you come from Texas, you better come prepared. And of course, Stephen E., I don't think he's too happy right now. I've seen some posts he's been putting out there that it's not over.
I don't think we've seen the last of them.
No, he still wants to have a meeting. He's still on that, I want to buy you, I want to buy SICW out. And, well, you know, I might just have to have the new champion, the Big Texan, go and do my negotiations.
There you go. Well, fans, the SICW Fan Fest, the Bruiser Brody Memorial Battle Royal, the Bruiser Brody, Tony Costa, Larry Madison Memorial. It was a great night at the Aviator Hotel. You've seen some snippets of it now. Now we got to take a few moments to hear from some of our great SICW sponsors. Wrestling fans, there's nothing better than barbecue and wrestling. When you're hungry, stop by Mr. Barbecue with 2 locations to serve you in Columbia and Waterloo, Illinois. Great barbecue, cold beverages, and SICW wrestling.
SICW brings you the Purple Haze with Kevin Sullivan versus Flash Flanagan inside the Steel Cage, a battle behind bars. wrestling fundraiser for wounded Dupo Police Sergeant Pat Carrier. Saturday, June 3rd, Belleville, Illinois. Bell time 7 p.m. It's a battle behind bar in a steel cage main event. Get your tickets now. Don't miss it. The SICW Battle Behind Bar. Get your tickets now at SICW.org.
Herb, that was a great night at the Aviator, but it's time to move forward. Saturday, June 3rd, we return to the Belle Claire Fairgrounds.
Well, and what a reason to be going back to the Belle Claire Fairgrounds on June 3rd. Fundraiser for Sergeant Patrick Carrier of the Dupo, Illinois Police Department. We've been telling you he was shot in the line of duty. Terrible, terrible thing. I was so excited to see him at the Aviator Hotel. I think he got a standing ovation, and he was really taken back by all the support because, you know, as we've talked about many, many times, our men and women in our blue out there are facing some very trying times these days. And so we're trying to help him and his family, and we're going to do that on Saturday, June 3rd, right there at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds. I can't wait. Hopefully we can do a good job for him and help him ease some of his stress that he's going through.
Absolutely, and it's not only wrestling that night. There's an emergency vehicle display starting at 5 p.m. where people can come out and see police cars, fire trucks, ambulances, many different types of emergency vehicles. And then during the event, there's going to be a silent auction, which we're already receiving this week some great silent auction items. We've seen signed posters from Yadier Molina, baseballs from Adam Wainwright, Matt Holliday, some great restaurants, Granite City's restaurant, the Park Grill, donating some great gift certificates, and much, much more to come. So it's a night of fun family entertainment.
Yes, it's a night you can feel good about it because it's for a great cause. And then, you know, getting some gifts like that for the silent auction is just great. You know, we formed a committee, and the committee is out getting the word out, and you can help by doing it too, by sharing it. Go to the event page on Facebook. Tell your friends, tell your families about it. You know, that emergency vehicle display will start at 5 p.m., as Brian said. And then the doors for the matches will open up at 6 p.m. Have a steel cage match that night online already between wrestling legend Kevin Sullivan, who's bringing in the Purple Haze, Andrew Anderson, to take on one of the fan favorites, Flash Flanagan, your favorite Flash Flanagan.
Absolutely, and we saw last week on SICW All-Star Wrestling that recap of what led to that big match, and I just hope the cage can handle them.
Well, I hope so too, and but you know, and this is not your typical chain link fence. This is a steel cage. They'll get locked in that, and there's going to be a winner. You know, Flash Flanagan told us several months ago that if I didn't allow Kevin Sullivan and Purple Haze back in SICW, that he would go hunt them down wherever, and he'd be out of SICW. Well, Flash has been great for SICW. Fans love him. So Saturday, June the 3rd, that main event will be in a locked steel cage match, and we'll see who the better man is. Is it the Purple Haze, Andrew Anderson, or is it Flash Flanagan?
Absolutely, Herb. And we talk about the need for this fundraiser and how it's affected Sergeant Carrier, but it also affects his family. And you were able to catch up with Sergeant Carrier's wife, Donna, to talk about just how everything went and why the need exists to help there.
Well, and I don't think any of us can imagine unless somebody's been in that situation. And you'll see on this interview, I expressed that I can't even begin to feel what was going through her mind and her daughter's mind. So let's take a listen to that just for a few moments. Good day, and once again coming back to you as I do periodically. You saw the video that we had posted earlier with Sergeant Pat Carrier of the Dupo Police Department. Told you just a brief overview of that terrible day on February the 26th where he was actually shot in the line of duty, and just kind of gave you a little synopsis of what's going on in his life right now since that terrible day. And today I thought it would be just good and fitting to introduce you to his better half, Donna. Donna, I'm glad that you could take a few moments out today just to kind of let our viewers that we're going to be asking to help in this situation, what it meant on that day, February the 26th, when you started getting those calls. Can you kind of just tell them what happened?
Well, like he said, he had came home for lunch. He had been here about 30 minutes. He had only been gone from the house maybe 15. And I got a phone call from my mom saying, "Are you at home?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Are you alone?" And I said, "Yeah." "Why?" She said, I'm getting calls from people in Dupo that there's a Dupo officer that's been shot." And I'm like, well, it can't be him. He just left here. And then I thought, wait, it's Sunday. There's only one of them on duty. It's got to be him. So I said, I got to go. I dropped everything, grabbed my bag, out the door I ran, got on the phone with all three of our daughters. And I said, fan out, follow the police cars, follow ambulances, just fan out, all three of you, and tell me where to go, because we didn't know where it was. And I came over the Dupo Bridge, looked to the left, and it was complete. It was nothing I'd ever seen. It looked like a massacre had occurred. I've never seen so many police cars in my life. And I got to the bottom of the bridge. I turned right in front of the subway, got out of the car, and I just ran. I ran as far as the police would let me run. And all I could hear them saying was, there was someone shot and someone dead, and you can't go down there. So I didn't know which one, if he was shot, dead. So I turn around, start running back the other way, and then I see my youngest sister and her husband running towards me. And they're yelling, it's Pat, it's Pat. So probably for the next hour, I don't remember anything. I don't remember the drive to the hospital. The only thing I remember is getting into the room, the trauma room, when they were getting ready to take him to surgery, and they said, you've got about 1 minute to say what you want to say. He says that I ask, why did he shoot you? I don't remember asking that, but, in my mind, I'm thinking it's a nice Sunday afternoon. Who's out shooting people? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. And probably 3 a.m, maybe, I got to see him for the first time then. They had him intubated, which was terrifying. I had a chaplain and Chief Plew took me in together because I fell apart. Then they brought the daughters in. They fell apart. And we stayed. I basically lived there for the first 3 days until we knew that he was out of the woods at least. So, but that night we had officers there from St. Louis City, County. Some had been on duty all day, worked 12 hours, and stayed until the next morning. It was crazy.
Well, and that just, if you just think back in your mind what you just heard Donna mention, that she, in just a moment, she had to see her husband before they were taking him to surgery. Hadn't seen him since he left home from lunch that afternoon. And then the terrible thing happens, and then when she gets to the hospital, she only has 1 minute to go in there and be with him. And that can happen to anybody that's in our law enforcement profession. And I know I keep saying that over and over, but I think sometimes our men and women who put that badge on every day don't get the respect or the thoughts that they should. And that just when you said that, just that quick, it happens. If something would have went wrong in surgery, you had 1 minute to spend with him.
Yeah.
She's at home that afternoon, cooks him lunch, leaves. She has no thought of anything like that going to happen. The 3 daughters, they're out running around trying to find out where it's at, and then she's there for an hour before she gets the information. And of course that's natural because it was a very, very active crime scene. And not just one, but there was multiple crime scenes there that day. But so I tell you that just to let you know what Donna has went through, what the family has went through on this journey that I keep talking about, from the first time I think I talked with you after a few days, and Chief Plew and I had talked, and I knew we wanted to help and get involved. I told you then it was going to be a long journey, and that we were going to do everything we could to make sure you're not on that journey by yourself. And that's what we're doing here today. And each and every one of you that are watching this, I hope there's a lot of yous out there, you'll share it, especially throughout St. Clair County, Madison County, over into St. Louis, because just like that day, there were police officers that showed up from Missouri. They came from Edwardsville. They came from all over when that call went out. And that's not going to be the last time that happens. We wished it was, but we have to be able to help our men and women in our law enforcement and our EMS, our firefighters, when the need comes. We wish it would never, ever, ever happen again, but it's just, we know it will. But as long as each and every one of you know that now is the time to step up and help support this fundraiser. It's going to be on June the 3rd at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds in Belleville, Illinois. We want to raise a lot of funds to help the family, because Sergeant Carrier is going to have some rehab he's got to go through. May not get his use of his arm back to 100%. Hopefully he does. But the mental strain that this puts on not only him but his wife, his family, is going to be just something they have to deal with, and they shouldn't have to be worried about any other things until they can get their lives put back together. Because I'm sure it's been a rocky road.
It's been awful.
Yeah, and it's
Horrible.
put it mildly, I'll bet.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. You've heard from Donna, and we're going to be talking to a few of the other family members as we approach that big day, June 3rd. Like we said earlier, it will be fun. Bring the kids out, bring the family out. There'll be a lot more information coming out about this over the next couple of weeks. We have formed a committee of local police departments. The fire departments are helping out. We want to make this a big, big event to where Sergeant Carrier doesn't have to worry about some of those trivial things right now. We want him to concentrate on getting better. We want him to get healed up, because when he heals up, the family will heal up, and they can get back to some sense of normal life that they were used to before that February 26th date. So you stay tuned to SICW or to my page. They tell me I'm the easiest guy to find on Facebook, and we will keep you informed as this journey takes up, leading to June 3rd. Thank you very much.
Herb, a strong woman there to be able to deal with what she went through.
Well, that's one of those calls you never want to get, and you heard in her case she didn't get the call, other than it was kind of a vague, yeah, it had to be him. He's the only one who was working that day. So deep down inside, she knew it was him, but not to know where it took place at. I mean, I just can't imagine what was going on in that mind. And as I told her off camera, it's just good that we're able to sit here and talk about it. Sergeant Carrier is a very, very lucky individual to still be here to tell that story. And he is going to have those the stress, the mental stress, that he's never going to forget that, and neither will the family. It's so. If nothing else, I mean, we want to try to take that stress level down a little bit for him. And like I said, we can all do that together, because our men and women in blue are there when we need them. And now it's time that we kind of step up and help Sergeant Carrier out. And there's all kinds of unexpected expenses that come up with something like this. Having to go through physical therapy. He just went through a recent surgery. In fact, just a day or two before, he was at the Aviator Hotel with us, had another bullet removed. So June 3rd is the time you can come out, and if you want to purchase your tickets, they can go to SICW.org, right?
Absolutely, SICW.org. Get on there right now, purchase those tickets. If you'd like a ringside table, those are available on there. Many sponsorship opportunities, from sponsoring a match to sponsoring a legend. There's a lot of opportunities available, and you can see all that on SICW.org to get all your latest information on this great event that's happening Saturday, June 3rd.
We want to thank some of the businesses that are already starting to sponsor. I know we received a check-in, you said the other day, from Taylor Roofing.
Taylor Roofing has put in a sponsor. The Fraternal Order of Police Lodge from the area has put in a sponsorship, and there's so much more room for other sponsors to come aboard and help support this great event. And speaking of sponsorships, Herb, it's time for us to head to another commercial break to hear from some of our great SICW sponsors. Wrestling fans, you looking for the best in daily lunch specials and great menu food items? Look no further than Layla's Roadhouse, 440 Falling Springs Road in Cahokia Heights, Illinois. That's right, a family sit-down dining and always great specials. Also has the best pizza in the area. Wrestling fans, come on out to the Triple Crown Dance on Wednesday, May 24th at 4 p.m. at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds. A night of Western band music, dinner, and much more fun, sponsored by the St. Clair County Office on Aging. Come on out and have a good time. For ticket information, call 618-234-4410, extension 7044. Well, Herb, as we wrap up tonight, as you like to always do, we're going to go to a little classic footage, but we're going to do things a little bit differently because Herb Simmons always has a trick up his sleeve.
Just a little bit. What did I have up my sleeve this week, though?
Well, you might have some more footage, another library that we're going to take a little peek into.
Yeah, and we several months ago, maybe even a year ago, we talked about the library of the late great Dick DeBruzer, a household name in wrestling wherever he went, especially in the St. Louis area. He promoted in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, but anywhere Dick DeBruzer went, whether you loved him, he was a good guy, or whether you hated him when he was a bad guy, everybody loved and was scared of Dick DeBruzer. So we have acquired those rights to those tapes, and so tonight we got just a little match that we want to show you on there of the Dick DeBruzer library.
So fans, we're going to take a look at Wojo versus Rex Steiner. Let's take a look at that now.
Terry, do we have a match tonight or what? Oh, brother. Katie, bar the door.
There's the bell. We're off. And what an event it was. Barely 6 weeks ago when Scott Rechsteiner upset the entire wrestling world with his upset of the great Wojo. And what a tremendous young champion he is.
Look at him pick him up. What strength he's got.
Yes, sir. Dropped him right down there, form of a suplex.
Terry, I saw that match, and I'll tell you right now, Wojo never expected this.
For a long, long time, we've talked about the tremendous credentials of the great Wojo, both as a professional and as an amateur. Scott Rechsteiner, taken over there with a suplex by the great Wojo. Scott Rechsteiner with amateur credentials, every bit as impressive as those of the great Wojo. Rechsteiner has not been a professional as long as the great Wojo. But by gosh, he sure had what it took to defeat the great Wojo and to take the world championship from him.
You know something, Terry? I've been in company with the great Wojo in the last couple weeks. This man has been livid. He has been livid about his problems about losing this belt. He's walked into restaurants, thrown people out of their chairs. The man is just beside himself. He cannot believe he is not walking around with that belt. And I'll tell you, tonight, he's fighting for his life.
Tonight, the great Wojo is prepared for the challenge. As opposed to the first time when Wojo went into the ring not knowing anything about Scott Rechsteiner.
You know what? Actually, Terry, he was lackadaisical, wasn't he? I mean, he was like it was going to be 1, 2, 3. And he did pull him up a couple times, but he underestimated the man.
Exactly. Wojo out of the ring, onto the floor. And we might make note, Sam, that Dr. Jerry Graham has left ringside. Dr. Jerry Graham is not here. That is due to prior arrangement between Jerry Graham and the great Wojo to show their confidence in the fact that the great Wojo needs no help at all, be it verbal advice or, as many people have claimed, physical advice from Dr. Jerry Graham to win this match.
Well, you know what? I got to give Wojo one credit, and that is fine. He's going to face a man-to-man this time, and whoever wins, wins, and no outside help.
It's all on the line here. There are those who called the victory by Rechsteiner a fluke. We'll see.
And I'll tell you what, Terry, they're going head-to-head. This crowd is heated up. They've been waiting for this bout for 2 months. And I'll tell you right now, the Sofitel, the air conditioning can't keep the heat out of this place.
We are coming to you from the beautiful Hotel Sofitel on the riverfront in Toledo, Ohio. Bringing you all the great action of Bruiser Bedlam in a World Heavyweight Championship match here. This is the return battle, as called for in the contract between the great Wojo and Scott Recksteiner after the first time. The great Wojo, a man possessed of immense power and strength, and he's illustrating that very graphically to Scott Recksteiner.
Recksteiner's got the speed, though, Terry. He's got the speed.
He is so good, Sam. Off the ropes they go. Ooh. Collision. Recksteiner down. Again, Wojo tackles him, and the champion goes down. We've got a third one this time. He caught him with a body slam.
He caught him. Well, I don't think Wojo was looking for that one.
Scott Recksteiner from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Big Ten wrestling champion during his days at the University of Michigan.
Terry, look at the build on that man. He looks like the amazing Hulk or something.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Definitely one of the finest gentlemen I've ever met in my association with professional wrestling, too. He is a fine champion thus far in his title reign.
So strong, so fast.
Off the ropes. Wojo. He's caught.
Reversal.
Good hip lock by the champion. And the champion grabs a headlock, but he's taken up by the great Wojo. Holds on, though, and went right along with Wojo and maintains his grasp on that headlock. The great Wojo, not accustomed to being called a former champion, and as you have mentioned, livid about it.
Oh, and especially in his hometown, Terry. This man is obsessed. He is obsessed.
Of course, normally a hometown advantage might count for something, but there's not too many people in his hometown that appreciate the great Wojo too much.
Well, he's done a lot of damage over the years, Terry, as you well know. And I think this town is Recksteiner town from now on.
Well, Sam, I gotta wonder if it's wise not to have Dr. Jerry Graham at ringside.
Well, this will be the true test of the great Wojo.
Ooh, look at that standoff there. Neither one goes down. Oh boy. Cross body block in for the count.
He got a 1 count. Terry, I can't believe the quality of wrestling that's going on in here. These men are just at each other, neck to neck. It's unbelievable.
They are super athletes. The training, the conditioning, the endurance, the stamina, just above any other sport.
We're talking one-on-one, power against power.
Collision, caught with a clothesline. The champion is down. Wojo throws that big heavy boot into the back of the champ.
You know something, Terry? I wonder how much punishment Wojo can take. He's only gone maybe 2 minutes into every match he's ever played in because, you know, he's the champ, and all of a sudden he's run against this man. What's Wojo's endurance? How long can he take it?
Dr. Jerry Graham was telling a story just recently about a match in Indonesia featuring the great Wojo, which went 2.5 hours.
Is that right?
So the great Wojo can certainly take it. He's certainly got that
maybe
endurance.
He can go to distance then. He's on the second rope now, Terry.
Coming off with a big double fist. And the champion's in a bad way now. The great Wojo, a look of rugged determination on his face. Suplex. And a great Wojo knows so many different variations of that punishing hold. In for the count. It's 2.
He kicked out.
The champion kicked out. Back again at Nick and Jimmy's with more of the match now between the great Wojo and Scott Rechsteiner. As you mentioned, the first rematch between these two, which happened a year or so back.
It was a classic confrontation, just like the rest of the Wojo Rechsteiner matches were classic confrontations. And today was just one of many of the competition.
Right.
Series of matches that we're going to be tracking over the next weeks. This is a good one. I was there. As a matter of fact, I was not there. I had agreed to stay back in the dressing room. You'll see me getting involved at the end of the match, but it was only to set the referee straight. I didn't interfere intentionally, but the matches speak for itself.
Let's get back to ringside now. The conclusion, Scott Rechsteiner against the great Wojo. That one just sounded throughout this entire hotel. The Grand Ballroom of the Hotel Sofitel here, filled to capacity with excited wrestling fans here, thrilling to this championship encounter. Wojo going for another suplex. He's got him up, and down he goes.
Terry, he hit the ceiling on that one. The lights are shaking.
Yeah. In for the count. Let's see. It's to 2. And again, the champion kicks out.
This Rechsteiner has got a lot of steam left in him, though, Terry. I hope Wojo doesn't underestimate him like the last time.
I'm sure that won't be a problem this time. The great Wojo now picks up his man again. The champion foisted high. Ooh, side breaker.
Ooh. He caught him in the back, Terry. Bad.
1, 2. Oh, again, just in the nick of time, Scott Rechsteiner kicked out. The former champion on the second rope. Again with that clubbing blow, the double fist to the back of the champion.
He's choking him now, Terry, on that top rope.
Yes, he is, and the referee is right there as Wojo adds some more pressure through the use of that rope. Wojo hurls Rechsteiner off the ropes, and he catches him in that bear hug. This could be it. We've seen many men.
This is a submission hold, isn't it, Terry?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
But he brought him down in the backbreaker.
I don't know how much more of this the champion can take.
After that atomic drop, I don't know. Referee is out of the ring to do the count on that one and only got to 1, though. Rechsteiner being taken to his feet by the great Wojo. He's being picked up again. What's Wojo got in store for him now?
What's he doing, Terry?
Shoulder breaker.
Oh, my goodness.
And Wojo is in for what could be the final 3 count here. But again, barely the count of 2 and the champion
What's
kicks out.
keeping Rechsteiner up, Terry?
This guy is good. That's it.
That's why he's a champion, right?
Rechsteiner hurled off the ropes again. Over the top he goes.
Oh.
Back body drop.
Wojo's dishing out a lot of punishment here, Terry.
Oh, he is. He's been going strong against the champion.
I'm telling you, like I told you before, the man is livid. He wants that belt.
And he is putting some powerful moves on.
It's like he can't live without it.
Rechsteiner's got to come around here. He's got to get his second win. He's got to call up on that fire. Rechsteiner's got to make a move here. He can't take too much more of the punishment the likes of the great Wojo can put on him. Wojo, big forearm across the back as the champ, as the call goes in from the fans. Go, Scott, go.
He's got to come back because right now it doesn't look good for the champion, Scott Rechsteiner. Wojo putting everything, pulling it all out of the fire. He wants to punish this man for taking his belt, and he wants it back.
Off the ropes goes Rechsteiner.
Oh, look at this,
over
Terry.
the top of the drop kick.
Oh!
The ex-champion
What's happening
down.
here?
Another drop kick
Another
by
one.
Scott Rechsteiner. The champion is coming around. Championship form here.
He's got a second win, Terry. Look at
And
this.
we've got a pin. Let's see. 1 to 2.
Oh, so close.
Wojo kicks out.
I don't think Wojo knew what was coming at him, Terry.
Absolutely not. He got caught by the champion.
I was watching Wojo's face. You should have seen the surprised look on his face.
Rechsteiner hurled off by Wojo. Flying head scissors. Takes the ex-champion down and half out of the ring. Rechsteiner again with a flying head scissors. Takes the champion, the ex-champion down. Wojo to his feet. Hurled into the turnbuckle by Scott Rechsteiner. Rechsteiner comes in with an elbow. Another one.
He's punishing him now. He's trying to wear him down, Terry.
Big body slam.
Look at this.
That shows you the strength of Rechsteiner.
He has got the power.
And the champion.
He's got a second win, Terry.
He's climbing the ropes. Let's see here.
He's going all the way to the top.
We might see a superfly.
It could be. Look at this, Terry. Look at this. He's touching the roof.
Touching
He's
that
on the
ceiling.
roof.
And here he comes.
Look out below.
Whoa! Good
What
Lord.
was that, Terry?
Jeez. 1, 2.
Oh,
Oh, I
it was
can't believe it.
Unbelievable move this man
Whoa.
made. Terry, have you ever seen that before?
I have never seen anything like that.
He did a double flip in the air.
Jeez.
Unbelievable.
That's beautiful. Jeez. That's our champion.
Yep.
And that's a good indication as to why he's champion too, boy.
Exactly right.
Wojo thrown into that corner. I don't know how Wojo's staying on his feet. Rex Steiner
Uh-oh.
there. Monkey flip takes Wojo over. Side headlock now by the champion, Scott Rex Steiner. The fans are in awe of that move off the top rope there. Wojo hurled into the turnbuckle. Rex Steiner follows him and misses. Caught the clothesline right across the neck. The champion stopped dead in his tracks by the great Wojo.
That took some steam out of him, Terry.
And the big backbreaker by Wojo. Wojo pulls him to his feet, scoops him up, brings him down right across the side, right onto that knee. And Wojo is like a man possessed right now. Wojo's got to be in a lot of pain himself, and he's sure putting it on Rex Steiner. A 2 count. Uh-oh, Rex Steiner's foot over that bottom rope.
Yeah, that's right, Terry.
No winner.
No,
he did not get it.
No.
Wojo did not win that one.
No.
He thinks he won. He did not. Rex Steiner's foot was over that bottom rope.
Exactly right.
The referee signaling that is not the end of the match. Here comes Jerry Graham.
He's got the wrong
The referee
impression.
trying to talk to the great Wojo, trying to tell him. Graham is in there now, telling Wojo, no, he did not win. He did not win. The foot was over the bottom rope. The referee, Wojo, not listening, Sam. He's not listening to these guys.
I can't believe what I'm seeing
This
here.
match is still going on. A
It's still
drop kick
going
by
on.
Rex Steiner. Both Graham and Wojo down. Rex Steiner on top of the great Wojo. In for the count to 2
And it's
3.
3.
And still champion.
Scott Rex Steiner.
Scott Rex Steiner. And now we have an altercation here between Rex Steiner, Graham, and the great Wojo. Graham clubs away. That's it. Referee again signaling for the bell.
I can't
Rex
believe
Steiner
it.
has won this match.
Herb, another great classic and another great way to end another night of SICW All-Star Wrestling.
Well, and there'll be more of that type of footage coming along with the Wrestling at the Chase. So, you know, the library is there, and my goal has always been to keep the memories of old school, old style wrestling alive, and we do that by showing you those type of matches, and whether you remember them or whether you were around then, it still takes you back in time. And you know, memories are great, and that's what we cherish is those great days of wrestling, whether it be at Wrestling at the Chase, whether it be in Texas where the Von Erichs were, or even further than that, you know, in Houston, the Paul Bosch, people like that. But right now we're going to focus on some of that Dick the Bruiser classics.
Absolutely. So fans, thank you for joining us for another great Sunday night of SICW All-Star Wrestling. Make sure you're getting to SICW.org to get your tickets and get your sponsors for our next big card on Saturday, June 3rd, when we return to the Belclair Fairgrounds for the Sergeant Pat Carrier Wrestling Fundraiser Show. And until next Sunday night, we will see you later.